afternoon, everybody. I'm excited to see everyone here. My name is Obasola Akintola, and my popular name at Cowrywise is Obasola. And the reason behind that, so we have this policy where you don't leave your laptop open at Cowrywise because of security issues. If you leave your laptop open, your random person can come and type free pizza for everybody, and you have to buy the pizza. So to avoid that, I left my laptop open like 2-3 times, and people typed free pizza for everybody on my laptop like a couple of times. So someone gave me like Obapizi. That was how the name Obapizi like came to be. Yeah. Then I love God. God is my first and my last is everything to me. Yeah. And I've been in the design industry for 4 years. I started designing for like since 2020, and I've been designing for like 4 years now and counting. Yeah, I believe I'm a multidisciplinary designer. I mean, that word is very cliche, but yes, my work spans through like different aspects of design. And yeah, one thing a lot of designers know me for on Twitter, I love colors. And I can't overestimate the use of colors in my work. And I think that's one of my superpowers in design, like the usage of colors. I just love combining a lot of colors together. I mean, colors that don't make sense, and I just find my way around colors, and I find that very interesting to me. And yeah, I love branding. That's my main field in design, branding. Yeah. Yes, and typography. I really love typography. Using like typefaces, fonts, combining serifs, sans serifs, script font, and yeah, everything. I love typography a lot. Yeah, illustrations. I also love illustrations. Although I found illustration very hard. I ran away from illustrations for a very long time, and that was one of the things that actually made me like come into Cowrywise. The fact that yes, the use of isometric illustrations, and I just knew that as a designer, right, you can't just like um, underestimate having illustration as a skill as a brand designer. So yeah, I love illustrations. Also, I love music. I can't do without music. I sing. I have an album. Don't ask me about that because I'm not going to like share it. But yeah, I have an album out there, and yeah, I love music a lot. It helps me in like my work process. I just enjoy music. Yeah. Um, Also, yeah, Pinterest is my favorite app. For every designer that has met me that I've spoken to, one thing I always mention to them is how like I use Pinterest to, like curate inspirations for like my projects. I just go on Pinterest and just like gather mood boards, gather boards, and just like accumulate a lot of works together. And that's one of the ways I get inspirations. Yeah. So Pinterest is like my favorite app. Yeah. And I love Rick and Morty. Yes, Rick and Morty is my comfort show. I enjoy Rick and Morty more than anything. I've watched Rick and Morty like a million times. I can recite like each scene word for word. Is that bad? Yeah. I love horror movies. Yeah, horror movies are like my favorite genre of movies. Yeah, I love horror movies a lot. And in a way, it kind of inspires me in my work. I don't know. It kind of like, it just helps me. Yeah. And yeah, beyond design, I'm a model. Yeah, I'm a fashion model. Yeah, I love fashion. I've worked on Arise Fashion Week and a couple of shows. Yeah, so yeah, I also model. Yeah, when I'm not designing, and yeah, I love partying. I love going to parties. I believe it's one of the ways I can like escape from work and all of everything that's happening in the world. So yeah, I love parties a lot. Yeah, and yeah, one principle I always that sticks with me is the fact that you always go crazy with your work. Like, don't settle for less. Your first attempt might be like bad, but don't settle for it. Always go crazy with every single thing you do because it just helps your work basically. Yeah, and finally, stereotypes are boring. Yeah, in design, there are a lot of like principles, a lot of do this way, do this that, do this that way, and I just believe that they are boring. You won't really like do exceptional work. I mean, sometimes when you just like stick to like the basics. So I mean, stereotypes can be boring. Yeah. So going into my first case study, so I'll be talking about the frames and wallpapers. So the idea behind that was the fact that once you open your phone, you open your devices. I mean, how can Cowrywise resonate with you? And I thought about that. Oh, what is that thing that we can do that would spread Cowrywise, like that would spread the brand Cowrywise, that would give Cowrywise the brand awareness, and which led us to the films and wallpapers that I worked on. So yeah, I was in my room that day and I was going through that design studio. I was going to their website and I saw a couple of works that they did for Paystack. And I saw this frame, this particular first one, and it really it caught me in the eye. I also went through like a couple of projects on Pinterest and Behance, and I gathered my um, my mood board. This particular one was from Rice Vest. This one was from Paystack. And yeah, I also gathered a lot of things. So yeah, I wrote here, gather your mood board and still like an artist. The next frame you would see, I okay, don't the next film you would see it's like a like the ideas I birthed through this particular like slide. So yeah, as designers, I believe that inspiration can be gotten from anywhere. You don't have to there's no original idea, right? So the next yeah, so these are the frames I came up with. Yeah, going from the flowers to the coins to the particular like isometric illustration we have here to every single thing. Yeah, and that was how I came up with this on paper. Sorry, go back to the yeah. So looking at this particular first one and this, you would see that there is a similarity between the two. But you will see that yeah, this particular one resonated with the brand, the Cowrywise brand. So you don't necessarily have to. I mean, as designers, you always you look for ways how you can get inspiration from a lot of places and still sticking to like your brand. How you can make the Cowrywise brand, how I made the Cowrywise brand resonate through the inspirations I have there. So that was how I came up with this particular frames and parts. And sorry, the next yeah, and we printed them at the office, and these are like different prints that we made of them at the office. You can after this you can enter those and see like a couple of these frames. Yeah, and we posted them on social media, and yeah, there's a couple of comments that we got from like the posting of yeah the wallpapers and everything. Yeah, sorry. To the second one, what if we add our billboards at strategic locations in Lagos with a central theme and specific landmarks? So the idea behind this project was, oh, how can we make billboards look different? How can we not do the regular? How can we not slap pictures? How can we not slap text on billboards and make them look like the normal like fintech billboards? So yeah, we had a meeting and we came up with an idea. Lagos never sleeps. And looking at that, it was going to be like a really like hard task, looking at the fact that oh, in Lagos I have a lot of locations, and how will I get different landmarks in Lagos that resonated with each location? Okay, now the first step I did. Now I went on Twitter, I made a post and like questioning people for design of creatives. If you were to design illustrations for Ikoyi, Lekki, Bagada, Surulere, Yaba, Festac, Ikeja, what landmarks would you use for each of them? I love your responses. So one thing you should also like one thing you should take note that is like making research. Because I for one, I would have just gone ahead and just like how do I do this? But the fact that I knew that asking creatives, asking people on Twitter, you get like some tangible responses from people. So I got a couple of responses from this. I curated it. I think Fumi, one of the people here, she gave some responses to this and I took them and I curated like some of their answers. So yeah. So yeah, Ikeja was one of the locations we're going to put our billboards. And I was looking at, oh, what illustration would I do? What landmark would I use that would resonate with Ikeja? I think I tried like 5 different illustrations. I used a keke napep. I used this air mask. I did a couple of things, but it was not just eating. Until yeah, we saw that okay, yes, there's the Ikeja airport. That would be a really good landmark for Ikeja. So yeah, I got my reference and I made the illustration. Yeah, VI as well. Ikoyi, VI, Lekki, and okay, yeah, the landmark center was one of like a location that was very like prominent around that area. So it was the reference and the illustration. So for Yaba, the popular Yaba, oh, Unilag, Unilag, Unilag. So I got the reference of like Unilag gates and the illustration. For Bagada, this Igomu, the National Stadium Igomu, yeah. National Theatre, sorry, for yeah in Lagos, and this was the illustration for it. Then the popular Ikoyi Link Bridge, I got the reference and I made the illustration. So this is like a breakdown of the different illustrations for the campaign. Lagos Never Sleeps. So yeah, this is for Ikoyi. This is for yeah Marina, Yaba, Bagada, Ikeja, yeah, Surulere and Festac. That's the your festival mask. Yeah. Yeah, so this is like the real-time billboard that was printed. So you can see how so now you won't see this and say, oh, this is a fintech, whatever. Yeah, so this is the billboard. So when you're passing through, I'm very sure a couple of us would have seen this particular billboard. Yeah, that was me. Yeah, the next this is the one at Ikeja. The Allen Junction. Um, yeah, the one at Ikeja and done at Ikoyi. Yeah, so that's that for like the billboard. Now, this particular project was one that like gave me a lot of headache because making jerseys are not like it's nasty work. It's nasty work, especially when you're trying to like curate it for a particular like team or making it look oh we are trying to follow the brand guide. We're trying to follow the norm. So culture fit jerseys, fashionable jerseys, not irregular jerseys, our official football team. So how are we going to make jerseys that would not look like, oh, this is Cowrywise or this is you're just slapping like a normal regular jersey and you're wearing it. So yeah. So V1 wear. So these are the first set of jerseys we had at Cowrywise. I mean, yeah, that's me and my colleague. Shout out to Yami, she's at the back. So yeah, these are the first set of jerseys we made, and we saw that oh yeah, this could be better. I mean, we could make like interesting ones, more like final ones, and much that would resonate more with people. Yeah. So part of the CSR we did at Cowrywise was the football field we have very close to the office. So we're going to make banners for the football pitch. And I was making like banners for the football pitch. And I came up with these patterns. And someone suggested that, oh, these patterns, we can use them as jerseys. We can convert them to like jerseys and use them as jerseys. I'm like, okay, yeah, no problem. And like I said, this was the bearer of good and not so good things because if not for these patterns, the idea for the jerseys wouldn't have even come up at all. So okay, yeah, I tried using these patterns on jerseys to see how they would look. And yeah, I mean, they looked good. I mean, yeah, they looked good, but they did not cut it. Like, they weren't just cutting it, they weren't just doing it for us. So like, okay, Obasola, you need to go back to the drawing board. And because we wanted to make something that people would wear outside football, something people would wear like fashionable, was like some people would wear to like events, what they would wear without even thinking of, oh, this is a football. It's just made for football players. So I created my mood board. So one big thing, like one not so like thing you should not overestimate is making mood boards. Because there's a way it helps your process. It just refines your process, getting ideas from different places. So I did that. I researched through a couple of jerseys, how they looked, what I could do that would also like that I could use with our patterns, with our colors, with everything. So I like I wrote here, don't underestimate the art of mood boarding because mood boarding would really help your process because you can get ideas from everywhere. you can get ideas from this, combine it with this, with that, with a lot of things really. So don't underestimate the art of mood boarding. So yeah, I started like sketching out patterns. So I had like, yeah, 6 different patterns. I was just spinning around with patterns really. And what spurred these particular patterns were the fact that okay, they don't look regular. How can I like just use like swashes, just slap different patterns together, like combine a lot of this particular one was just I was just like playing with lines and they just came together. So I just had like these particular patterns, like the chaos, football, fluidity, fashion, excitement, and abnormality. Which like those are things that was in my mind when I was actually making this particular like patterns. So yeah. So yeah, we got down to this. So I combined a lot of colors and a lot of patterns. To you can see sorry in the previous slide, yeah, you can see these particular patterns and going to this, you have I did like separate colors. I was just playing around with all these patterns and yeah, spoiled for choice. I mean, when I sent this to the channel, a lot of people were just like confused on the ones to pick because there were a lot of like options to pick from. So yeah, we finally settled for this. So these are the pictures of the jerseys we have and how they came to be from the patterns to the so everything. Sorry, let's look at the guy over there. He's putting on the jersey. So yeah, that's a real time jersey there. Yeah. Shout out to my team lead. Shout out to Ife. Shout out to Dami, Damola, and Mo. Yeah. So yeah, to this. Convos, reactions, Slack, WhatsApp, RY, emojis, and stickers. Sorry. So concerning this project, so one of the things I look out for while working as a brand designer at Cowrywise is how can you step out of the norm? How can you create things that people would love, that people would resonate with? Something that you open your phone every time and you remember the brand Cowrywise. What is that thing that you can create that people would always remember Cowrywise for? Something exciting, something fun, something that is not normal, something that the normal fintechs don't do, something that you see brands like Revolut, brands like Cash App, they do things that you will just see and like they create a community around it. So one of the things I also look out for is how can we create community-based stuff with brand design, with graphics, with things. So which brought me to the emojis and stickers. It was just an idea that you can create WhatsApp stickers for people that use WhatsApp and Slack, but how are we going to make that? How was that going to be? So yeah, one of the things I did, yeah, my mood board, I just like researched about different stickers, different emojis that people use because this was really sensitive because it was something that was not normal and how are we going to make it look Cowrywise? How are we going to make it look like the brand Cowrywise? So when you see it, you remember, oh, this is from Cowrywise. So I gathered my mood board. I just like curated a couple of things together. So yeah. Those were the first ones I did. I wrote initial gra because I did it and I was so excited. Oh yeah. We have emojis, we have stickers already. But I was like, no, this is basic. Anybody can just create. Anyone can do this. I mean, and once you see this is not in depth enough. It's not detailed enough. So I went down to create a different set: the evil one, the surprised one, the unbothered one, the sad one, the playful one, the disgusting one. So yeah, I was just testing a lot of things, right? And these are brand patterns and our brand colors. I was like, they were not really in depth enough, although yeah, they worked, but a lot of detail could still go into this. It was not detailed enough. And these are not something that you would see and you'd be interested enough to share it. You're interested enough to like send it to your friends to use. So like, nah, we could actually go deeper and make much more detailed ones. So yeah, I don't really know how to sketch. If you laugh at my sketches, I'll send you out. So sketches are part of the process sometimes. I don't like sketching because it stresses me out. So I just like scribbling on like my iPad and just like doing the stuff on my laptop. I don't like sketching is not really my strength. But I just like did some scribbling and okay, we could have like the worried emoji, the love-eyed emoji. So emojis that people use on a normal day, like emojis that like people use and you're not shy away from using them. So the smirk one, the side-eyed emoji, the teary eye, and the winks emoji, the worried emoji. So yeah, sorry, the next. So you see the idea behind the emoji. So beyond using like a normal like circle emoji, most emojis are circular. So yeah, one of the ideas was like, okay, yes, what if we made it look Cowrywise? What is that element of the brand that we would use that would resonate with these emojis? So I considered using our icon, the shape of the icon, the semi-circular icon. So yeah, so after doing that, following the sketches from the previous slide, I did these particular ones. This is the bombastic side-eyed one. A lot of them, and I used the patterns, but as you can see, they were not like really like clear. You would see this and you would like the expression was not really like obvious to the face. So okay, yes, how do we detach ourselves from using these patterns, these brand patterns? So okay, we're like yes, so we had come up with like a fresh pattern, entirely different from these first ones, and I tried using them on the final ones, and after using them, the expressions were much more like obvious. They were much more pronounced, and we add these ones. So these are the final stickers that we made, from the downcast one to the teary eye to the crazy one to the optimist to the unamused geek to the mischief to the goofball to the bombastic side eye, the drowsy lad to the exhausted pipe, and to the hot-head. So basically, all these stickers, I mean, people have been using them on Slack channels and on our WhatsApp. So the idea was to like drive conversations with these stickers, that we can make the brand resonate, our community would use it. And I shared a case study on it on our blog. You can go and read it in your free time. So that was how I came up with this stickers. Thank you so much.